What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and today we are here to talk about the final episode of Star Wars Visions, Episode 9, Akakiri. I probably totally pronounced that wrong. Before we talk about that, you guys, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If this is your first time watching, I like to do a lot of reaction videos to fan-made Star Wars content, whether that's fan films or tribute videos, and I also like to do a lot of discussions on the latest episodes that appear on Disney Plus from both Star Wars and Marvel. We've been doing it since the start of Disney Plus being in existence, and we will continue to do so as more shows are released. So I encourage you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps to support my channel. I would love to become a full-time YouTuber someday, but I cannot do it without your guys' support. Okay guys, so let's start talking about this episode. This episode was what it was. It was okay. There was nothing that really stood out to me that much, except for what happened in the final 2 minutes of this episode. This episode was about a Jedi by the name of Tsubaki, I believe, and he came to this planet to help this princess who was in the royal family. I believe she was a princess, right? And she was in the royal family, she needed help, and he was there. Now, as the episode went on, you kind of figured like, okay, like these two have a bit of a past together, and like it was kind of implied as well in the flashback scene. There wasn't anything romantic, but you kind of figured that these two did have feelings for each other. And you could also kind of figure that the person Tsubaki was seeing in his death was this girl, and he's like, okay, like I have to go and I have to help her. The king's sister ended up turning to the dark side, or I guess she was a Sith all along, and she kind of waited and picked out her moment to finally take over, and she ends up going against the Jedi. The fight is very short-lived because she has several of his friends captive, and so, of course, he surrenders, and then they end up taking away the princess. Tsubaki has a flashback of him telling his master that he has to go to this planet and he has to help her, and the master says, like, I recommend someone else go, because if you go, you're going to be tempted by the dark side, and I'm not going to be able to help you. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. His eyes turn red. He starts swinging his saber at people who we all thought were the guards, right? But then we find out that one of them was his girl. And that was the moment where I went, oh shit. As the Sith started talking about, hey, like if you join me, we can save her. It was very much like a mirror image of Anakin and Palpatine. You know, Palpatine tempting Anakin of like, you know the power of the dark side and you can save your wife from certain death. That's exactly what happened here. And I'm like, okay, so we all know that where this is going to go, like, but she's already dead. It's not going to happen, but he's going to give himself to the dark side. But no, like they actually saved her from death. So I'm like, okay, so what happens now? And even though they saved her, he still goes over to the dark side and he gave himself up. And I'm just like, wow, that ending was dark. Like I said, you guys, those final 2 minutes really stood out to me. But apart from that, the episode was just kind of eh. So overall, when it comes to Star Wars Visions, you guys, I think that it was a decent show. I don't want to necessarily say it was bad because there were some really good episodes. I think The Village Bride and The Ninth Jedi are definitely my two favorite episodes of this show. There were some bad episodes. There were some okay episodes. You know, obviously each of them having their own stories. You know, it is what it is. But I'm kind of ready to get back to the Star Wars contents that I know and love and the things that I've been excited for. Things like The Book of Boba Fett, The Bad Batch Season 2, Mandalorian Season 3. I'm ready for that kind of Star Wars content. Not that I didn't enjoy the anime style Star Wars content. It was definitely different, and some of it was good, but like I said, you guys, I think this was meant to try and appeal to a different audience. And, you know, I mean, whether or not it worked, I guess we'd have to look at the numbers to see. So yeah, you guys, that's going to wrap up our discussion today. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video around as it really helps to support the channel, and I will see you guys next time.